History is written in ink, but some stories are scribbled in shadows. Across the centuries, humanity has built empires, explored the stars, and decoded the unknown. But even today, there are secrets buried in time, unexplained events, ancient anomalies, and mysteries that defy logic and challenge everything we think we know. From cryptic manuscripts no one can read, to maps that shouldn't exist, to encounters that leave more questions than answers. These are not legends. These are real events, documented by history, yet unsolved by science. Is history hiding something? The Dyatlov Pass incident. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked on a journey into Russia's Ural Mountains, led by Igor Dyatlov. The trip was meant to be a test of endurance. Instead, it became one of the most chilling, unsolved cases of the 20th century. When the group failed to return, a search was launched. What rescuers found was haunting. The hiker's tent was torn open from the inside. Tracks led down a slope into the woods, some barefoot, some in socks. 2 bodies lay under a tree, nearly naked and blue from the cold. Others were found days later, some with crushed ribs, cracked skulls, and one missing her eyes and tongue. Yet there were no signs of struggle or wounds consistent with such trauma. Initial theories included an avalanche or hypothermia, but neither explained the injuries or bizarre conditions. Soviet officials blamed a compelling natural force and closed the case. Speculations have since ranged from military experiments and infrasound-induced panic to aliens, yetis, or dimensional rifts. More recently, Russian authorities reopened the case and attributed the deaths to a slab avalanche, but critics argue the terrain and weather don't support this theory. What happened on the slopes of Kholat-Syakhl, Dead Mountain, to the Mansi people remains unsolved. The Dyatlov Pass mystery endures, disturbing and unrelenting. These enigmas remind us that history holds secrets still unsolved. As we keep exploring and questioning, maybe one day, the truth behind them will finally emerge. The Ariel School UFO encounter. September 16, 1994. A warm day in Ruwa, Zimbabwe. At the Ariel School, over 60 students, aged 6 to 12, were playing outside. What happened next would echo in UFO communities worldwide and remains unexplained. The children reported seeing a silver, disc-shaped object descend into the bushland they often played near. From it emerged beings human-like, yet otherworldly. They had large, almond-shaped black eyes, thin bodies, and moved with fluid grace. Some children said the beings spoke not with words, but telepathically. What's astonishing is the consistency. Independent interviews taken hours and days later revealed highly similar accounts. The children's drawings and emotional responses matched, even though many had never been exposed to science fiction. Harvard psychiatrist Dr. John Mack, a Pulitzer Prize winner, later interviewed them. He was struck by their emotional sincerity, believing they were telling the truth, or at least what they perceived to be true. Skeptics called it mass hysteria or mistaken perception, but no planes were reported. No adults came forward as pranksters, and no evidence of illusion was found. 30 years later, most of the children, now adults, stand by their story. Their memories remain vivid and unchanged. Was it a genuine alien encounter, a collective psychological event, or a shared vision sparked by forces beyond our understanding? The Ariel School case remains one of the most credible and least explainable UFO sightings of modern times, a mystery that continues to ignite the imagination. The mystery of the Sphinx, watchful for over 4,000 years, or perhaps much longer. The Great Sphinx of Giza is among the world's most iconic yet puzzling monuments. Carved from a single limestone block, it stretches 240 feet long and 66 feet high, with the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh, possibly Khafre. But who built it and when? Traditional Egyptologists date it to around 2500 BCE, but not everyone agrees. Researchers like geologist Dr. Robert Schoch argue that the deep fissures on its body suggest water erosion, not wind and sand. Such erosion, Schoch claims, could only have happened when Egypt experienced heavy rainfall, possibly 7,000 to 9,000 years ago. That would place the Sphinx's origin around 7,000 BCE, predating the pyramids and the Egyptian dynasties. If true, this implies a forgotten pre-Egyptian civilization. Some even connect it to the lost world of Atlantis. Mainstream archaeology dismisses the theory, citing a lack of evidence. But the debate endures, bolstered by new geological surveys, satellite imagery, and the possibility of hidden chambers beneath the statue's paws. The Sphinx remains silent, but in its silence, it invites us to re-examine the story of civilization and perhaps ourselves. The enigma of the Voynich manuscript. Hidden beneath Yale University Library lies one of the planet's most wondrous literary secrets, a book nobody has ever managed to read. The Voynich manuscript, which got its name from Polish bookseller Wilfrid Voynich, who purchased it in 1912, is thought to have been written in the early 15th century. Ever since its discovery, it has resisted all attempts at understanding. Its 240 pages are packed with intricate botanical drawings, astronomical tables, and strange nude women floating in tubes, none of which resemble anything from its era. Baffling above all is its script, a spinning, cursive writing system known as Voynichese, unlike any alphabet anyone has ever seen. For the last century, international linguists, cryptographers, and even World War II codebreakers have tried to crack it. Others say it's a forgery. Others believe it contains ancient medical knowledge, alchemy, or lost history regarding a lost civilization. Its format suggests meaning repetitive patterns, sentence-like syntax, and chapter-like section divisions. But with supercomputers and AI, nobody has actually cracked a page conclusively. Some believe it's written in a lost language or cipher, requiring a vanished key. Others that it belongs to Leonardo da Vinci, aliens, or the Cathars, a medieval Christian heresy hunted by the church. And the manuscript is mute, unread, a message frozen in time, whispering from the past, but never divulging its secret. Is it an alchemist's journal, a medieval pharmacopoeia, or simply the world's most advanced literary conundrum? Whatever its nature, the Voynich manuscript continues to tantalize the modern world, reminding us that some ancient knowledge was not meant to be known. The Piri Reis map. In 1513, Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis created a map that continues to astound experts. Drawn on gazelle skin and based on older sources, the map depicts parts of the known world in remarkable detail. What truly amazes scholars is its depiction of Antarctica, some 300 years before its official discovery in 1820. Even more puzzling, it shows the continent free of ice, with coastlines matching those confirmed only by modern radar. Piri Reis claimed he used ancient source maps, some possibly dating back to Alexander the Great. That suggests ancient mariners had geographical knowledge we don't usually associate with their time. Some theorists believe the source materials were made by a lost civilization, perhaps survivors of a global catastrophe at the end of the last ice age. Others argue humanity's historical timeline is more complex than assumed. Mainstream historians caution against drawing bold conclusions, attributing the map's accuracy to artistic license or copying errors. Still, they can't dismiss its precision, especially given how little of the globe was mapped in the 16th century. How did Piri Reis acquire such knowledge? Who drew the original charts? And what else is hidden in humanity's forgotten past? The Piri Reis map isn't just an artifact. It's a gateway to questions we've yet to fully answer. If you're fascinated by these mysteries, subscribe to our channel and follow for more amazing research that science couldn't explain.